Hello and welcome to Shopper Approved. Today we are going to be going over your Shopper Approved account, all of your features involved in your account, as well as best practices. Upon logging into your Shopper Approved account, this is going to be the first page that you see. This is called your dashboard. This is where you're going to see your overall rating, the total amount of ratings you've collected within the lifetime of your account, within the last week. Below that, you will see where you are at in regards to your milestone award. And you also have a quick link to your merchant reviews, but we're going to do this the old-fashioned way so we don't miss anything. The second thing that we're going to go through is your user column here with your different dashboard tabs. We're going to go ahead and click on user info. Within this tab, if for any reason you need to update your email on file, change your password, manage how you are notified when you collect reviews. You can only be notified for 1 to 3 stars if you choose. All you'll have to do is uncheck these boxes here and save your changes. Or you can always be notified for every individual review that you collect. And then right below that, you will be able to upload a logo, which will show on the top of both of your surveys. Right next to your account settings, you have your About Us SEO. Your About Us is very important because not only do we use this for our featured directory, but we also display this on individual review pages. So for every single review that you collect, we will create an individual custom URL, and on that page, we will be sure to display your About Us. Now, what's cool about this is you can include a hyperlink, which will draw traffic back to your website. Here's an example. Okay, straight back to your website. Right below that, you will see your SEO options. We give you everything that you need, but you are more than welcome to add in additional site name options or keyword options. Um, there's no limit, so you can add as many as you'd like. And then right below that, we do have our certificate options. You can select how many you want displayed. If you would like to hide the reviews for a certain amount of days, in case you do get any negative feedback that won't show immediately. And then if you want your reviews to display highest to lowest on ratings or newest to oldest. And you'll just have to commit those changes for all of these settings. The next tab we're going to go into is your account. So if you have anyone that is going to be helping you manage your reviews, you can create them a staff account. All you will need to do is type in their name and email. Once that is done, you can select options and open up certain permissions depending on who it is. If it's a development member, you can open up the code sections. If it's just someone helping you with reviews, you can open up the review section. It's totally up to you if you would like someone to have admin control, just like the primary login will have. You can open all of these options here, and then you'll just save your changes next to whichever site that you're working with if you have multiple sites. If for any reason you need to get to your billing, you can do that here. Um, since this is a demo account, you won't see any billing here, but you will be able to edit your card if you need to. And then under the ID, you will be able to access your invoices for billing purposes. The next tab we're going to go over is your syndication tab here. If you have social media accounts as Facebook or Twitter, you can authorize those accounts, set up how many reviews you would like sent out per day or per week, and we will automatically post your 5-star shopper approved reviews to those feeds for you. The export option tab is for in-house purposes. If you would like to export data regarding your reviews, you can do that here. You can do a date range as well if you're just wanting review statistics for a specific week or month. We do have an API section. This is usually for your developers if you want to do any kind of custom coding. Please keep in mind that we do not do support for API as it is all custom code. The next thing we're going to go into here is the merchant review tab. The first tab you're going to see within this section is your individual reviews tab. This is where you'll see all of the reviews that you have collected. You'll see the reviewer's name, the date it was left, their overall star rating, whether it's an initial or full survey along with a timestamp, their comment, and the ratings they've left you with the additional questions within that survey. We do have what's called the customer care system when it comes to your reviews, meaning that if you do get any negative feedback, we do give you a few options in dealing with that. And I'm going to go over those best practices right now for you. So, the first option we suggest doing is look at your review and see if you can submit it to shopper approved. If the review has any foul language, personal, proprietary information, or blatant inaccuracies about your website, products, or services, you can type to us within this text box, include links, screenshots, whatever you can. We will review it, and if it does fall within these guidelines, we will remove it for you. If it does not fall within these guidelines, we then do suggest contacting the customer directly. What this will allow you to do is type a message to the customer to resolve the issue at hand. It will make the review private for 30 days, allowing you to resolve the issue without that showing publicly. And then if the customer feels that you have resolved their issue, they will be supplied with a link to re-rate you completely. And that will take place of any negative feedback that was left in the first place. If you go to contact the customer and they don't respond to you, you can then make a public comment. This comment will show right below their comment publicly, and that's just to show any future or current customer that might run across that review that you've done everything you could as a merchant to try and make that situation better. If you have a canceled order, you can mark the review as such. It does not remove the review, but it does mark it as a canceled order. And then your last option is going to be the veto option. This is for very, very extreme circumstances where you've tried all of the other customer care system options and you would just like to delete it completely. That's what your vetoes are for. Now, depending on how many reviews that you have, it will depend on how many vetoes you have. So, upon starting your account, you will have one. Once you hit 301 reviews, you will receive a second veto. At 601 reviews, you will receive a um, a third veto. At 1,001, you'll get a fourth, 2,500, a fifth, and at 5,000, a sixth veto, which is the maximum number of vetoes we ever give out. These are on a rolling year, which means if you use a veto today, you will not receive that veto back for use until next year on the same date. You can also filter all of these reviews if you are looking for a specific review by star rating or whether it's in resolution. If you have a specific order number, if you're populating the order ID, which we'll go over in just a minute, or perhaps the customer's name, you can look all of that up via the search bar here. We're going to hop into your surveys here for just a moment. Now, this is where implementation comes into play. Okay. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is select whether you are selling a product or you're supplying a service to your customers. This selection here will determine when that full survey goes out after the initial survey. So let's say, for example, your delivery time on average is 5 days. You know that your customer is going to have their product or service in 5 days. You'll probably want to set this at 6 or 7 just to ensure that they have their product or service before they take that full survey for you. You can also customize your follow-up email if you'd like. This does test the highest the way we have it formulated here. However, if you would like to go in and tweak the verbiage, you're more than welcome to. Right below that is where your settings come into play for your actual initial survey that's going to go on your thank you page. Best practices for this is to use the pop-up option. If your platform supports it, we do suggest pre-populating the order ID, name, and email. As you see below, this code has changed. What it's doing is it's inputting these placeholders. So for order ID, the placeholder is 123. For name, it's John Doe. And for email, it's john.doe@gmail.com. You or your developer will just need to go in here and replace these placeholders with the appropriate variables to pull that information into your surveys so that your customer just has one less thing to do. We also suggest making comments mandatory. This is super important because Google only accepts your reviews with written content and actually requires you to have 150 written reviews before they will display your stars on your seller page and in your AdWords campaigns. Once you have selected everything and inputted those variables to pull in that information, you'll just want to copy and paste this and stick it on that thank you or confirmation page on your website, and you'll start collecting some reviews. We also have a link to your full survey here. What you can do with this is send it out to your previous customers that might have not had the opportunity to take an initial survey for you to help you jumpstart collecting reviews for Google. Now, what I suggest doing is adding an ampersand get comments equals 1 to the end of this link. Just to force this comment box again is super important for Google. You just take this link, you can send it out bare boned or encase it within a button within your emails to collect reviews from your customers. We also have a phone order link. If you do a lot of phone orders, you can supply this to your phone reps. This is cool because you would actually fill out this survey for your customers over the phone. Type in their comment, their name, their email, um, hit confirm. They will be emailed a verification email to just make sure that everything you put in for them was correct. And once they confirm that, it will go live. It is extremely important that you never send the token phone order link to your customers directly via email, as it is IP protected and it will be pending forever if you do that. So please don't do that. You also have quick links to view your initial survey. Okay, as just an example. And you also have a quick link to view your full survey. It's usually for checking your logos and stuff like that, just to make sure everything's squared away there. We also have the custom survey tab that's right next to your survey options under surveys in the merchant reviews tab. You will not have these update buttons, just a heads up. I have this because I have an admin account, but you will be able to select which questions you want to ask. Um, if there's any questions you want to deactivate for any reasons, all you have to do is just click this little active button and it will no longer show on your surveys or publicly. Your customers won't be asked that question. You also have the ability to add in custom questions. We have star options, multiple choice options, checkboxes, comments, and a few others as well. The special offer page is really cool. If you're running any kind of sale or you just want your customers to land on a specific page after they've completed your full survey, you can set that up here. There's two different options. The first option, offer option number 1, you can upload an image that your customer would click on after the full survey that would direct them to a special page, or my favorite, which is special offer number 2. You just input a URL within this box, commit your offer, and then after that full survey, your customers are automatically directed to whichever page that you would like them to land on. If you don't have any special offer going on or any kind of sale page, I always suggest just putting in your domain, main homepage domain name here, so they're just redirected back to your site once again. We're going to go into the Seals and Widgets tab. Now for the seals, you do have 4 different options and you have 5 different color options. We usually say pick the one that you like the best, whatever color fits the look and feel of your website. Put in your seal header. There will be it's a grayed out suggestion, if you will, but you can, it's usually just your business name or your domain name. You'll save your changes. And we do suggest having your seal at the top right hand corner of your website, as it does test highest with clicks there. And this is used to increase your conversion. So you want to make sure that it's above the fold somewhere where your customers can see it if it's not at the top right. We do have a lot of merchants that will also put it at the bottom of their pages as well. This is an example of your milestone award. You won't see these until you have at least 100 5-star reviews, and then you'll start seeing these. They're just badges that fancy. You can show people how many reviews that you have. For these, it's just copy and paste, whether you want a large or small seal, that's up to you. For the widgets, these are just little boxes that will display your reviews. You can have them scrolling, you can have them displaying more than one review at once, whether that be vertically or horizontally. You can choose different colors, different sizes. That's up to you. If your development team understands and can write CSS, we do have options where you can make custom widgets as well. Once you're done with the stock widgets, you can just copy and paste those wherever you'd like. Best practices with this is if your cart supports it, we do suggest putting it right there in your cart. Um, just for cart abandonment, again, for conversions, it looks really nice and it gives your customers a sense of security, seeing that other people were happy with their purchases as well. And then the last page within Seals and Widgets is going to be your Reviews page tab. Now, this is super, super cool. So, what you can do is you can make a reviews page. So, domain.com/reviews. It's very important that you use reviews and not testimonials, as Google does not like the word testimonials. Um, create a reviews page. Then you'll want to make sure that that reviews page is linked to your home page. And then you just copy and paste this code onto that reviews page. Okay. It will fit within the container that you paste it within. And what's cool about this is we have what's called a JSON code, which will display stars organically for your reviews page once this is implemented. Now, it is super important that if you have any pre-existing markup or schema on a reviews page, if it's already existing, that's removed before this code is implemented. We also have video testimonials. This would pop up after the full survey is completed and ask your customers if they would like to submit a video testimonial for your business. What's cool about this is since this is happening after the review process, you are more than welcome to incent for this. There are two different options for collecting video testimonials. You can display the video right after the full survey has been completed, or you can send a separate follow-up email after the full survey has been completed as well. I suggest doing both. If they want to take a video for you right then and there, they can. If they're not camera ready, or maybe they want to get their product set up with, I don't know, may want to get their family together, they can do that and record off a tablet or something later by having the follow-up email sent after the full survey is completed. Okay. You can also authorize your YouTube channel if you have one. Um, Once you receive video testimonials, you are able to watch them within your dashboard and approve or deny them. You never know what someone's going to try to video, so we do make it available for you to review before that goes live. Once that's accepted, they will be sent out to your YouTube channel. The only other thing to go over within this section is your rating summaries tab. It's right next to your individual reviews tab. It's just another visual aid for you that will show you how you're doing within the certain sections of your survey questions. Okay, if you have multiple domains, you can click this drop down box here and you will be able to toggle between them. Please keep in mind that the settings within each account are specific to each account. So if you make one change on one of your accounts, it does not carry over to any other domain. You'll have to go in and make those changes within each account if you want any settings changed whatsoever. If you have any questions about any of this, you're more than welcome to email support@shoppeраpproved.com or call in. We will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.